Welcome to the Tony Gaskins Show, best-selling author, celebrity life coach, and international speaker. The purpose of this show is to bring you motivation, inspiration, and education in the areas of life, love, and business. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get started. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tony. I want to talk to you today about social media and relationships. Been coming up, getting a lot of questions about it in my Q&A on my Instagram stories. And I made a post which wasn't talking about just social media and relationships. It was talking about being a secret in your relationship. And that kind of led to social media and relationships. So, I deal with a lot of female clients who ask about their man who refuses to post them on social media or, won't tell anybody that they're in a relationship with them. So I made a post, and it's really an old post. I posted it years ago, and it said, true love should never have to be hidden. If you're a secret, you're probably an option, not a priority. And one young lady, she commented, just because a relationship isn't on social media doesn't mean it doesn't exist either. Now, if you are not going out in public together, that's a different story. And I responded to her and said, today, social media can mean more than going out in public in some cases. Someone can take you to a part of town they know no one will see you, but won't post you online because the people who couldn't see you at the movie can see you online. If it's real, it can be shown anywhere, online and in real life. A real relationship shouldn't have to be hidden anywhere. And what I was meaning by that is I want you to think about this when it comes to social media and relationships and start to identify your rules, how you're going to carry yourself, and what you expect from your partner. Another lady said to the other lady's comment, she said, agreed, social media, in my eyes, many times crippled relationships. But for many people I know, it works. It just depends on the situation. And I responded to her, it's not social media that cripples relationships. It's crippled relationships that are exposed by social media. Social media can't hinder a real bond. It only exposes the weak ones. So social media is a part of our life. And if you are on social media, that means social media is a part of your life. If you have a partner, a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, who is on social media, that means social media is a part of their life. So if you are a part of someone's life and they're on social media posting their life, what they're eating, pictures from work, what they're wearing, and they refuse to post you, that is a red flag. That is an issue. So if they show their life and you're a part of their life and they won't show you, then that is an issue. Now, if they don't show any of their life and they don't really use social media, they're not posting pictures, then that's totally different. They don't post anything. But if they're posting their shoes, their food, their outfit of the day, some people may even post their kids, their coworkers, their friends, and then won't post their girlfriend or the boyfriend. Now, I don't believe in praising boyfriends and girlfriends. So what I mean by that is if it's under, 6 months, if you've only been dating someone for 6 months or less and it's not really all that serious, or you still don't really know them, then I don't believe in showing them off and all these pictures of y'all together, date night, kissing, hugging, all of that, because that's when you set yourself up for failure. Because if that relationship ends, now you got to move on, and you can be in another relationship in another month, and now you do the same thing with them. People seeing a new person, a new boyfriend, new girlfriend every few months. So I want you to think about this and think about social media and how your stance on it. So for me, I do not like the pictures of women. So if I'm on my popular page and I'm seeing pictures of women, I'm not going to go look at those pictures and like one of those pictures. The reason why I'm not going to like a picture is because that is me saying that I like what she is showing me. And if she's showing my body, her body, then I'm saying I like her body. And then that is me saying I like her body. I'm lusting after her body. I'm looking at her body, and I have a wife. And so it's one thing to see it. It's another thing to actively engage in it. When you actively engage in it, you know how social media works. You know that they receive a notification that you liked their picture. So that is like a poke, like what Facebook had the poke. You're trying to get their attention. If you like 3 or 4 or 5 of those, eventually you're going to go another step and you're going to message them and say, hey, I really like the picture you posted. Because if you don't hear anything from them, they don't follow you, if they don't start liking your pictures, then you're going to go a step further. And I see this all the time with people on my page. They will go out of their way to message me and say, hey, I like what you do. Thank you so much. And that lets me know that they've been supporting me. They're hitting the like button, but I'm not seeing that, or I'm not able to reach out to them. So they go a step further and they reach out and say, hey, thank you. The same thing will happen if a guy or a girl is trying to be seen by somebody. And it goes both ways. A lot of women, and I know this from being in my industry, being, doing matchmaking from time to time. Don't really do that. Being a relationship coach, life coach. A lot of women, that's how they get men's attention. And I met guys, I've coached guys, NBA players, NFL players, who have a girlfriend. I say, how'd you meet her? Instagram. How did you meet her on Instagram? Oh, she was liking my pictures. She was liking my picture. I saw her in my likes. That's how a lot of men, also single men or men looking to cheat, look for women. And so the same thing happens the other way around. Women can see the men who like their pictures. So when a woman comes to me and she says, is it an issue that my boyfriend is liking the pictures of half-naked women? A lady asked me that in the Q&A. Absolutely. Absolutely, because that's him sending her a smoke signal. That's him saying to her, hey, I see you. I like what I see. And if you happen to see this like, and you want to thank me personally, I will be here to receive your thanks and tell you that I would like to support you in other ways. And that happened to me one time on social media. A girl kept liking my post. She kept liking my post. She kept retweeting me. So I kept seeing her face in my mentions. And so I DM'd her and I said, hi, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. I had a rule of thumb that if I see your face in my mentions 2 or more times, I'm going to thank you personally for your support. What I didn't realize at the time is that is how some people get the attention of people they're trying to reach. And it's a subtle way to do it. And when I wrote her that, she responded to me, hey, no problem at all, Tony. I would love to support you in other ways. And I wrote her back and I said, no thanks at all. The retweets are totally fine, or the retweets are perfect. And she wrote back, LOL, that is the nicest rejection I've ever received. And she never said anything else to me. She never wrote me again. And contrary to popular belief, here these women are. And I just started following everybody who was following me. So I follow over 50,000 people. I later found out, I never read my timeline, but it was a couple times I would go on there and it was first thing and I would just scroll for like 5 messages. I later found out that I was following, these porn stars and risque people who followed me. And I just would click follow on all of these people trying to, that was the new way to show humility. Even though I'm a very humble person, people were saying if you don't follow people back, they're going to think you're arrogant, they're not going to follow you. And so here I am trying to follow people back. And I'm following these accounts. So then I had to unfollow them, because when I realized that I had to unfollow them, because if people go to their page, it will say follows, followed by @Tony Gaskins, and it'll list, whoever else that person follows. If they follow me, it's going to show. So, but one thing I noticed is that none of those women, none of those porn stars, none of those escorts reached out to me. Hey, guess what? I would like to connect with you in a more personal way. Have you ever thought about having a life coach? Have you ever felt like you needed to be around like-minded people? Are you trying to grow and learn more and push yourself to the next level? If that is you, then my new group is for you. Now, in this group, I have over 10 courses online that you can go through at your own pace. You can log out and log in as many times as you like. Inside of the system, you can also send me personal messages that I will personally respond to. We also have monthly power calls. Depending on your level of membership, you have access to the live call where I will share an on-time message and open the line for Q&A. In those same membership levels, you have access to the private Facebook group where you can connect and build with like-minded people to support one another. You also receive 1 to 2 free tickets to the annual conference. So look, I created this for you to remove all excuses. You have no excuse now to remain the same. So visit GaskinsUniversity.com, GaskinsUniversity.com, and join the group. I look forward to working with you, and we will see you at the top. This where men get it wrong. A lot of men say that women are just as bad as men. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Their nature is totally different. Here are women who they are in the business of being paid for sex, and not one of them threw themselves at me. And I remember coaching one of them, and she said, "Tony, you're just kind of untouchable. Like we see you, we see that you're married, and we respect that." So in our escort circle, she was like, "I'm like the top one, and I manage a lot of others up under me, and I'm the one that books their jobs and send them out to the star athletes." And she said, "You're just off limits. We see what you're doing with your business, your brand, and we respect it. We don't want to tear up a happy marriage. But if a man is out there," she was like, if you wanted to get into it, I would be the first one to have you as a client." And I was like, wow, and she came to me for life coaching, probably to put herself in front of me so that I would know that she exists. But I am not interested in that in the least. So it was great for me hearing that side of the world, learning about their life, how things go. I was like, whoa. But I realized this is what happens on social media. So when you think about social media, this is what can happen. So if your man or your woman is liking the pictures of someone of the opposite sex who they can be attracted to, or that person can be attracted to them, then they are attracting temptation. They are asking to be tempted. They are asking to be caught up in something. And this is what we don't realize, that social media is becoming it is a very real part of real life. It's not this fictional world where nothing real happens. No, it is a real part of life. People are meeting their husbands and wives on social media. So you have to put your plans in place. There's times that the pictures of women have been liked from my page, and guess what? It was my wife. Because we may be looking somebody up and talking about somebody, which as Christians, we probably shouldn't be over there. We not gossiping. We married. We looking like, man, look at this woman. She look a mess. What in the world she got on? Why is she doing that? And my wife will have my phone and be looking like, wow. And I remember one time we were looking a lady up. Name came across, my desk. We looking the lady up. My wife grabbed the phone. She looking at the lady. This one, I don't know what she did. but she hadn't liked the girl picture and followed her. I was like, what in the world did you do? Because I didn't realize till like a little while later. 15 minutes later, I just clicked on my profile and I saw following 2 people. And I'm like, whoa, I only follow one person. I clicked on it. It's the woman we were just looking at. I'm like, oh my goodness. And right after that, my following went down 1,000 people. Why? Because people get a notification that you followed somebody. It's showing on their page. I'm like, oh my, I was so heated. So now if me and my wife talking about somebody, I don't let her hold my phone. I hold my phone and I show it to her. And I said, no, you can't touch it. Let me do the touching. I'll do the scrolling. Let me do the touching. Because you always dragging your thumb across the picture or something. You done double tap and you done like the person's picture. And now women thinking, I'm liking these pictures. When we sitting here looking at them together, talking about the society and the way the Instagram world is. So we have rules. I have personal rules. I don't like the pictures of women. Unless it's a client, she posted my book or something like that, I don't like the pictures of women. My wife does not like the pictures of men. She doesn't follow any men. I don't follow any women. Those are rules. We're protecting our space. People call it immature. People call it child. Call it what you want to call it. This is what I do. This is what I do for a living. I'm serving every day, coaching relationships. I see what happens when you think you can play with fire and not get burned. When you think you can invite temptation into your life through the channel of social media and think it's not real, think it won't affect you, think it won't hit your marriage, your relationship. Yes, it will. So sit down today, whether you're single or in a relationship, and create rules for your social media interactions. How you're going to interact with people. Create rules and stick to those rules. And don't feel like it's childish and immature or insecure. No, it's wisdom. It's protecting your space. People say, why you only follow one woman? Because that's the only woman I want to look at on accident on Instagram. I don't want to open my page and it's a woman that I'm following and her thing is the first picture on my home page and she's showing her breasts. Or she's sitting there with her head tilted, smiling, doing a selfie, looking me in my eyes, and I'm married. And she might be looking good that day. And then my mind got to go into a place of lusting because I follow this woman who posting these pictures every day. And I'm not blind, so I can see it. So why invite that temptation to where my mind even have to say, she looking good today. That's a good looking woman. Why even invite that? You're a human being. You're not blind. You're not going to look at somebody who look good and not be able to tell they look good. Don't fool yourself. Don't play with yourself. So get your life together when it comes to social media. And guess what? If you have rules for social media, because you have wisdom to know how and what you need to do to protect the sanctity of your relationship, then your partner needs to abide by those same rules. It can't be a double standard. They need to abide by the same rules. And it needs to be clear and cut. Okay, if we're going to follow people of the other sex, these are family members, these are business colleagues, these are, platonic friends, if you have that. Nothing outside. Set your rules, set your boundaries, and keep them. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. Just want to share another hot topic with you today. Hoping you can work through it and that social media isn't ruining your relationships or a past relationship. If it has, share in the comments with me what you experienced and how you dealt with it and what you came to with it. I know some of y'all gonna be talking about, oh, we just mature. I could follow handsome men and I'm just mature. And oh no, I could follow beautiful women and I'm mature just because I follow no mean I'm gonna try to sleep with them. I know y'all gonna come with that nonsense, and it might make sense for a little while, but one day that temptation gonna be sitting right in your lap, and you gotta remember you invited it. Thank you so much. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Hey, don't forget to join us on GaskinsUniversity.com. GaskinsUniversity.com. If you need some extra courses, an extra push, a powerful team pushing you to the next level of success, visit GaskinsUniversity.com today.